Good morning, students. Now we are going to discuss some of the concept inside your classes and objects. In the last lecture, we have studied one of the features of your object-oriented programming is the class and objects. Now we can see, is there anything which is to be there that has to be considered inside the classes and objects inside this? This is just a quick review of what we have done related to your classes as well as the object. Till now, we know that what is the general syntax of the class and how we can define the class. The class keyword is to be used, and the class name is to be used. After that, inside a bracket, you can pass the objects of it, and then you can define the various constructor as well as the method and the attribute inside the class. If you want to define the constructor, you can use the init. If you want to define the method, you should follow the def method. If you want to define the variable, you should follow the name of the variable with the self. This is one simple example. The Python programs to define student class and create an object to it, and also we'll call a method and display the student details. So this is the simple program which says that one class you have to define, then constructor define, initialize all the values to the variables, display all the variables, then create an object and display the objects, display the method with the help of the object as well as variables. Class student is declared colon mark then indentation. Once again, I will repeat it whenever you want to consider anything to be a part of your class, which should be kept inside the indentation mark, but to the inside the particular class. So here one constructor is defined def init, and here after that name, age, and marks is initialized as far as 60 and 900. Then we have called define the display method def display self, and then we have printed hi I am my age and my marks are, and then variable is to be written there self dot name, self dot age, and self dot marks. After that, s1 is equal to student, the object is created. Then we are calling a method s1 dot display, the display method is to be called. And after that, we are printing s1 dot name, the name is to be displayed. You can see the output. Hi, I am Bharat, my age is 16, my marks are 900. And last one, we have printed only the name, so only the name is printed as Bharat. So here once again the self is the default variable that contains the memory address of the current instance variable. Next, a Python program to define student class with more than one parameter. So how you can define student class with more than one parameters. So now this example is important for you to understand some new concepts here. One class is defined class student colon then indentation mark. After that, we have defined the constructor def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Then we have written self comma n is equal to and then no value is initialized for the string, so it is the close inside the quotes. Then m is equal to 0. So what happens here? The value of m, n, and m is initialized. What I said at the time of this starting, there will be the parameterized constructor and default constructor. If
Not
default
parameter.
yes, default and parameterized constructor. If default constructor, then at the time of the creation, no need to pass an object. But if there is a parameterized constructor, then you should pass a parameters. But here you can see to it. This is parameterized constructor, but the initialization is there, which is nothing but the default initialization. If at the time of creating the object, you does not pass any value to the class or to the constructor, so it will take that default value which is to be initialized here inside the constructor. But once it is passed, it will be replaced, as we have seen in the case of the functions as well. In functions, what we have discussed, if suppose you are passing two parameters required, if you are passing one parameter and second is by default it is given, so it will take it default and your one parameter. But if two parameter is passed, then it will replace both the parameters with the incoming parameters. So here also the constructor works in this way. So def underscore underscore itself n is equal to some default value, m is equal to 0, some values to be initialized. Then once the value is coming, we should replace it. At that time also the code is given self dot name is equal to n, self dot marks is equal to m. Then display method is used. Def display self print hi I am self dot name, print my marks are self dot marks. Both the values are printed. Now see the calling of the constructor or calling or creation of the object. S1 is equal to student, then Python, we are passing one string inside the double quotes, comma, 880, that is your marks, right? At the time of creating an object. So constructor will be automatically called. So in that scenario, what happens? N is equal to Python and M is equal to, instead of 0, now it will take 880. So the marks as well as the name is to be displayed as Python at 880. Now you can see to it here. First it is printed print ID of S1. So ID of your object is to be printed 36604016, as you can see here in the output. And then S1 dot display. Now here S1 dot display, hi, I am Python is to be displayed because the value to is to be passed as Python and 880. So my marks are displayed as 880. In the second object creation, S1 is equal to student. We are not passing any parameters here. So the default parameter is available in the constructor, n is equal to some default value, m equal to some default value is given. So it will take that value. Now you print object ID of this one, print ID of S1. So it gives the other ID instead of the same ID. Now here the other ID is to be used. Now you can see S1 dot display. So what happens? Hi, I am. Nothing is to be passed, so it is blank because the default value of this string is blank. Then my marks here, no value is passed, so it will be 0. So it will considered as 0. And then in this way, you can also use your constructor default value initialization. Suppose no one wants to pass, you can make the assumptions that if nothing is to be passed, that value should be assumed inside the constructor, or this default value should be initialized. Otherwise, whenever it is to be passed, it has been replaced with the neighbor value. Like the sum concept you have studied related to the functions, here also we can use it for the constructor. Next, a Python program to understand the instance variable. Now you can see to it here some slight modifications, how we can modify that value. It will make the concentration, it will be easier for you to understand. You keep the track on both the side, the coding as well as on the output. First thing that class sample is declared, class sample colon, then in the quotation mark, we have declared the one constructor def underscore underscore init underscore underscore self. Then we are initializing self dot x is equal to, this value is initialized at this point. The value inside the variable is to be now declared here as the equivalent to 10 inside your constructor. Next, one instance method is declared, and this instance method, what it says, now what it says, instance method is to be defined def modify. One modify method is defined here, and here the value of x is modified self dot x plus equal to 10. Now it is incremented or updated. Right, in the constructor this is initialized, in the modify we are trying to make the changes of the variable x. Now two objects are created, s1 is equal to sample, s2 is equal to sample. Two objects are created now, and then we are printing whenever both the objects are created, s1 and s2, we initialize the value of x is equal to 10. So whenever you are printing x in S1, S1 dot x and x2 dot x. Now what happens in both the cases, the value of x is to be printed as same 10. So you can see the output, x in S1 is equal to 10, x in S2 is equal to 10. Both the values are displayed same as it is. Now we are calling a method S1 dot modify. Right. So what happens here, the value of x will be incremented by 10, so it becomes 20. Now you can see it here. We are printing s1 dot x and s2 dot x. So at s1 with the reference of s1, now it is modified. So value of x now become 20. So you can see that x in s1 is equal to s1 dot x. So you can see the output x in s1 is equal to 20. But the value with reference to s2 is not modified because we haven't called s2 dot modified. So the value with reference to your s2 will remain same. So you can see the output x in s2 is equal to s2 dot x. So x in s2 is equal to 10. So with the reference of that object, the value is remains same. But with the reference of s1, the modify is called, so the value of x changes. So in that sense, whenever you want to use it, you can utilize your instance variable to initialize the same value to modify the same value, but the object may be different. Hope this example is clear to everyone. Next, a Python program to understand. Okay, thank you. A Python program to understand class variable or static variable. Now here how the static is to be declared. Now the class is to be declared class sample colon indentation mark, then x is equal to 10 when variable is initialized. Then at the rate class method. This is the class method which is to be declared. At the rate class method, to mark this method as the class method, we should use built-in decorator, that is your at the rate class method, to consider is the part of this one. Whenever you see the output, you will easily understand it. Then we have written that class method as def modify self, then self dot x is equal to x plus 10. The value is modified similar to the previous example. Here there is a modification over the previous example. Then we have created two instances or two objects. S1 is equal to sample, S2 is equal to sample. Now you can see that print x in S1, S1 dot x output. You can see the output x1, x in S1 is equal to 10. Next, print x in S2, S2 dot x. So you can see the output x in S2 still it is 10 with the reference of both because no modify is called. Now modify x in S1. We are called S1 dot modify method. So print x in S1. So S1 dot x, you can see that x in S1 is equal to 20 because S1 dot modify is called, but S2 dot modify is not called in the previous case also. So the output was 10, not 20. Right, but here what happens in this case, print x in S2, S2 dot x. So x in S2, you can see the 20. So why it happens 20? Only because of this class static method or at the rate class decorator. So it will now change the value of that particular variable. Next is S3 sample is called. S3 is equal to sample. S3 instance variable is created. Then print x in S1. X in S1, now it prints the 20. Now print x in S3. S3 dot x, once again it printed the 20. So here even in that case what happens, the value is modified and it will take the latest modified value because of this decorator method. But in the case of the previous example that we haven't declared it, so it is not taking that part. It will consider what is the current value with reference to the object. So if you want to make the changes inside the program according to it, you want to take the latest value to everywhere, so you can go ahead with this. If you want a value to be updated value to be taken at one place, but the some older values will be taken for the other place, then you can use this example. So I have shown both the ways how you can do it. Next is write a program to store and retrieve the data using the classes. How you can store the data and how you can retrieve the data using the multiple classes. So class student is declared. Then we are defining one method def set name self comma name self dot name equal to name. Then def get name, then returning self dot name here. Whatever the set name is done, it is to be written here. Then def set marks. Third method is to be declared self comma marks. Then we are initializing self dot marks is equal to marks. Then def get marks self, we are returning self dot marks. All the five method is declared inside the student class. Then we are accepting the input. N is equal to input how many students, so it will be entered inside the n. Then s is equal to student, the object is created. Right, the object is to be created at this point. Now after that we are using the some loops. I equal to 0 while I less than n, so it will perform the repetition of this statement. What is n? N is taken as input how many students, 2 students, 3 students, 4 students, etc. Then after that we will take the accept the name. Name equal to input, enter the name. Then s dot set name method is to be called and name parameter is to be passed. So set name method will be called and their value is to be passed. And then marks is to be taken as input, and then set dot s dot set marks method is to be called. S is nothing but your object. And then print, we are printing what we have set and set with the help of name and the help of marks. So print here hi s dot get mark, get name is to be called, your marks s dot get marks is to be called. So you can see the output, and then value of I will be incremented to go into the other code. So here you can see the output. How many students? 2. So two students data will be asked, enter a name, current, enter a marks 25, then it will be displayed high current and your marks. Next time you'll enter the next detail Arjun, name Arjun, and then marks is 57. So hi Arjun and your marks is 57. This simple example, just I recall you the concept of your object oriented programming. Next, passing members of one class to the other class. How the members of one class will be passed to the other classes. This is one of the new example of the concept where we can pass the members of one class into the another class. So first thing is that you can see it clearly, so it will be more understood to you. The class EMP is declared class EMP. After that, the constructor is declared def underscore underscore init underscore self comma id comma name comma salary. All the variables is to be written here. Then it is initialized self.id, self.name, self.salary is equal to id, name, and salary. Then display method is to be called where we are displaying an id, def display self, then id, name, and salary is to be displayed with the help of the variable self.id, name, as well as salary. So this is your imp class. Now next class is created. That is your class, my class. Colon, then indentation mark. Inside that we have created a add the rate static method. Static method is to be displayed here. Then def my method. One method is created, but inside the bracket it is passed as e. So what is e? E is nothing but your objects. So passing members of one class to the other class. For that purpose, the object is to be passed. So def my method inside the bracket is to be passed. Then here we are incrementing the salary e object e dot salary plus equal to 1000, incrementing the salary by 1000. Then e dot display method is to be called. Right, this is your second. Imp class is there. Inside the then other class is your class, my class. Inside that my class we are passing the other class objects, that is your e. Now you can see with the blue color it is given e small e is equal to imp. So here the object is created. Then imp class require 1 to 3 parameters. So 3 parameters, id is 7, name is Rituban, and salary is your uh, salary is displayed with the 15 and multiples dot 99. So these values to be passed at this point. After that, call a static method of my class by passing it, and this is your static method which is to be displayed. So static method is to be called with the help of the name of the class. So here we are writing as my class dot name of the class dot my method. This is a my method, but once again add an object. So object is e, so it will be passed. So now you can see the output e dot salary plus 1000, it will be incremented by 1000. Then it is called e dot display. Whenever it is called display, so first id is nothing but 7, it will be displayed same as it is. Name is Rituban, it is the same as it is. But here now the salary, initially the salary was passed as in terms of 15, but now you can see that it is in terms of 16, it is incremented. In this way you can pass members of one class to the other class. Through the objects you can pass the members of one class into the other class, and you will get the output of it. Here we have understood some new concept related to the objects. Related to the objects that previously was the static method, then we have to how we cannot make the changes. I will call it how to set the default constructor, we have understood. Then we have understood if you do not make the changes with reference to the object to the value, so you can use these procedures. Otherwise, everywhere you want to make the changes whenever the object is created, if you take the current value of the variable, so you can prefer this way of writing a program. Then how the simple program is to be given where you can accept the value and utilize it. This is the program for it. Then passing members of one class into the other class, how the members into the class from one class to the other class, you can follow such procedures. Now next is your inner class. Inner class means what? In one class there is the other class is to be available. So that is to be termed as the inner class. Inside the one class, the other class is there. So the program first one, एक class के अंदर दूसरा class, so it will be termed as the inner class. you can see to it first your class person colon then indentation mark. We are declaring that in it constructor is declared, and we are initializing self dot name equal to ion. Then def display method is to be called, and then we are printing that name self dot name. This is your one class. Next, we have created the same inner class. It is not outside the class person, it is inside your class person. So that is your inner class of the person class. So inner class is class DOB, that is your date of birth. So in short form, it is written DOB. Then indentation. Then inside that class also the method is to be declared, and the method is declared as def underscore underscore init underscore underscore self. So that, now here we have declared the three variables self dot dd equal to 10, self dot mm equal to 5, self dot yy equal to 1991. All the three values are initialized inside the constructor of your inner class, that is date of birth. And then display method is also there. Display method, for display method date of birth equal to, now we are following certain format. In the first lecture example also we have seen area of circle and the how format will be decided to accept the values. So DOB equal to then curly brackets, in between that we are using the slash symbol to display the slash, otherwise the curly bracket will accept the format data. Then dot format, we are printing inside the format self dot dd. So inside the first curly bracket, in a place of it will print the date. Then self dot mm, in a place of second curly bracket it will print the self dot mm. Then self dot yy, in a place of third curly bracket it will print the self dot y. Now we have created one class person. Inside that we have created the other class date of birth, and then we have displayed both. We have used the display method both in the class person as well as in the class inner. That is your DOB. Next, we have to create an object of these two classes. Try to utilize it. And then P equal to person. We have created the object of your person class. P is equal to person, open and close round bracket. Then we have called P dot display. P dot display means only the name is to be displayed. So you can see the output name is equal to Ayan. P dot display is called, so display method has only first display method of person. P is nothing but person class object. So P dot display means the person display method of your person class. So you can see the output name equal to IR is to be displayed. After that, how to create an object of the other class, which are your inner class as well. So X is equal to person, open and close round bracket, dot DOB, the name of the other class, that is an inner class, then open and close round bracket. So it will be created as the object of the other class. So whenever you are calling X dot display, so it will call the display method of your, so no, before that you listen it. X is equal to person, open and close round bracket dot DOB. So what happens whenever this object is created, the constructor of your DOB is called, right? The constructor of your DOB is nothing but def in where the dd mm yy is to be initialized. So all these three values are initialized. Now it is calling X dot display. So it will call the display method of your DOB class. Now whenever it is called DOB class, you can see the output DOB 10/15/1991 is to be displayed because we have initialized these values. Now if you're writing print X dot yy, so you can see to it with the help of that object you can also print the value of year, that is your yy. So you can see the output as 1991. So here we have understood how one class is to be defined inside the other class, how the inner class is to be defined, how to create an object of the class outside the class, and how to create an object of the inner class, then how to call a method of it. So in this way you can call you can define inner classes. इसके अंदर भी और आप एक inner classes if you want to create, you can create it. Now the procedure will remain same, as well as the procedure for creation of the objects will be same. Person dot dob dot, suppose you have written join, so it will be the join. In that way you can call. So the Khan Samir is saying initial value is different. Yeah, initial value is different means we will keep it the same also, then it doesn't matter. For example, if you consider the name also here inside your inner class, so whenever the object is to be created, the constructor will initialize their own name of this class, and then it will print it. In both the way it will work. Hope you have understood, Samir.
Yes, sir.
now we have understood the classes and the objects and what is the utilization of it. So once again, we have understood the concept related to the object-oriented programming, and there is one motivational quote for you. There is no elevator to go to the success. You have to take the steps to go step by step towards the success. You cannot sit and directly fly and uh, take off at the place where you want your success point is. But basically, whenever you want to achieve the success in the life, the basic and the most successful steps that you take the step by step steps to move towards the success. I have uploaded the assignments onto the Moodle. Everyone after the lectures, check the assignments and try to execute and write it that assignments. The submission link is also given there where you have to submit it. So now the I'm giving you the one question. You can see to it in the chat box and solve and reply it. The question is write a program in Python to determine whether a person is eligible to vote or not. You have to find out eligibility. Either he can eligible for the vote or not. If he is not eligible, display how many years are left to be eligible. Suppose I want to go for the vote, first check myself that I am eligible or not. If I am eligible, then okay. Otherwise, if I am not eligible, then after how many years I will be eligible to find it out. Write down it correct. Write down it fast. On the editor, directly write down this program. For those who are using the pen and papers, they can write it with the help of the pen and papers. I hope everyone have understood this question.
Yes, understood.
Once again, I'm posting the question in the chat box. Write a program in Python to determine whether a person is eligible to vote or not. If he is not eligible, display how many years are left to be eligible. Means here you have to show it that first check some criteria of vote. If it fulfills, then it is good. If it does not fulfill, then how many years are left? Try to execute it onto the editor, then you share your screen here. Once anybody has written, posted in the chat box that you completed this question. Mudassir has done. Okay. Mudassir, don't share the screen till I will pass the instruction. Till that time, the others are waiting. Let me check how many of you have completed. Assignment has to be submitted as the soft copy of it. The link is to be given. Submission link is also available under that assignments. But the assignment should be handwritten. You execute your program, then write it, and then make a PDF file and upload it. All are generally I have included the programs to enhance your problem solving ability.
सर असाइनमेंट हाथ से लिखना है या फिर सॉफ्ट कॉपी, मतलब कोड डायरेक्ट वो
नहीं,
करना है जो
आपको कोड
एग्जीक्यूट
एग्जीक्यूट
करके?
करना है जो मैंने प्रॉब्लम्स दिया हूँ ना
हाँ
आपको वो
हाँ सर।
that problem you have to solve it onto the PC with the help of the compiler. Once you got the
यस,
output, write it on the pages and then make a PDF file and upload it.
प्रोग्राम लिखना है सर पेज
हाँ,
पे?
पेज पे लिखना है.
ठीक है सर।
Mudassir completed, Abdul Muttalib completed, Samir completed. Those who completed, post it in the chat box as done. This is one of the simple example, but this is one of the simple example, but some tricky technique is to be used to identify what is the criteria to be selected that the person can vote or cannot vote, so that you can also define it where how many years is left after that he can vote it. Okay, Anas Khan also completed. Okay, those who have done, they share your screen. Anas, can you explain it? Anas, can you explain it?
Yes, sir. So,
Yes, can you explain it?
firstly, I have to input that how much year are you. Then I have checked the condition. If condition that is 18 or above 18. If it is
Hmm.
above 18 or 18, then you are eligible for vote.
Hmm.
Else, I have taken the difference and printed.
Okay, good. Shakshi, you can share.
So can I run? Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
stop sharing. Once the meeting gets over, no need to join it. We will continue the further parts in the further lecture.
So is it visible?
Yeah, we did.
So I've declared a function check which checks and then directly enter in the
Okay,
input.
good. The logic is same, but it is kept inside a function. Okay, good. Anyone else? Those who have used the different techniques apart from these two? Then they can share your screen. If anybody else has used the other techniques, the logic may be same, but if you have used the other techniques, you can share your screen. Likewise, one we have used the simple, in the second one the functions is used. Anyone has written using the classes and objects like this one? Everyone has done the same way. Simply accepted the input, checked and displayed it.
May I share?
You share it fast.
Taking the age, checked, eligible or not eligible using this minus.